Last year, Malaysia was rocked by a heartbreaking tragedy. The landslide tragedy that occurred in Batang Kali claimed the life of 31 victims. This tragedy is the third worst landslide tragedy after the Highland Tower tragedy in 1993, which claimed 48 lives, and in the 1996 mud flow near the Pos Dipang Orang Asli community in Kampar, Perak, where 44 individuals lost their lives. Sandy soil is light, warm, dry, and tends to be acidic and low in nutrients. Sandy soils are often known as light soils due to their high proportion of sand and little clay. These soils can have a quick water drainage and are easy to work with. Clay soil is a heavy soil type that benefits from high nutrients. Clay soils remain wet and cold in winter and dry out in summer. These soils are made of over 25% clay, and because of the space found between clay particles, clay soils hold a high amount of water. Silt soil is a light and moisture-retentive soil type with a high fertility rating. As silt soil comprises medium-sized particles, they are well-drained and hold moisture well. Peat soil is high in organic matter and retains a large amount of moisture. This type of soil is very rarely found in a garden and often imported into a garden to provide an optimum soil base for planting. Chalk soil can be either light or heavy, but always highly alkaline due to the calcium carbonate within its structure. As these soils are alkaline, they will not support the growth of ericaceous plants that require acidic soils to grow. Loam soil is a mixture of sand, silt, and clay that are combined to avoid the negative effect of each type. These soils are fertile, easy to work with, and provide good drainage. Depending on their predominant composition, they can be either sandy or clay loam. Landslides are a sort of mass wasting, which refers to any downward movement of soil or rock caused by gravity alone. 5 different slope movement types are referred to as landslides: falls, topples, slides, spreads, and flows. Using the role of gravity, we can explain how a landslide could occur. Gravity causes landslide when it overcomes the internal resistance of the rock, soil, or sediment, as well as friction. Landslide may become more frequent if water is added to the material on a slope. This is due to the fact as water seeps into the ground and turns into groundwater, adding to the gravitational pull, it significantly increases the weight of the slope. When landslides occur, a significant factor is the amount of friction between a deposit rock or soil and the slope it rests on. Any alteration to the Earth's surface that raises the slope or lowers the friction of a slope might raise the probability of a landslide. As a calculation, here is the percentage of reported cases of landslide in Malaysia based on the causes of landslide. Design error holds the biggest number, which is 60% of overall causes, followed by design and construction error 20%, construction error 8%, lastly, geological features and maintenance both hold 6% of overall percentage. To prevent these tragedies from happening again, preventive actions are required. Local governments in Malaysia had the exclusive authority to limit the consequences of landslides through land use rules and regulations in their particular regions. Then, they can hire a professional engineering geologist, geotechnical engineer, or civil engineer who can accurately assess a site's potential for hazards, whether it is developed or unbuilt. Finally, hazard mapping and past experience are used to identify landslide risks, and a prioritized hazard reduction plan is then put into action. Government agencies that are currently active in the landslide mitigation include the Public Works Department (PWD), which is Malaysia's primary technical department, is heavily involved in soft remediation projects, as well as the creation of slope assessment and management. The slope or terrain danger zonation maps that the DMG and TENMAKers generated, which are widely used by government agencies as a guideline in the development of hilly and mountainous areas, are their principal contribution. For flood monitoring and forecasting, the Drainage and Irrigation Department has built rain gauges all around the country. For the purpose of sharing rainfall data, the Malaysian Meteorological Department will collaborate closely with the ID in order to increase data coverage and improve MMD's capacity for weather-related danger warnings. Overall, several points need to be taken note. First, nowadays construction is becoming more intense, but the most important thing is forgotten, which is the investigation of the construction site. This is important to prevent landslides from happening. Second, we need to limit the construction on the hillside or on top of the hill, even though it is unavoidably as a very beautiful scenery. Third, ongoing maintenance is needed to observe any problems and solve the problem as soon as possible. Lastly, an advanced alarm system is very necessary to give faster information about the occurrence that is going to happen. That's all from me. Thank you.